guys, welcome back to part 2 of the master bathroom transformation. Last video we created a freestanding bathtub. Well, today we're gonna handle the vanity here. It looks nice right now, but we're gonna make it even cooler. Let's tear everything down and get a clean slate, and the only way to do that is with some wrecking day. In order to remove the old vanity, I had to cut off the existing water lines from it in order to feed it across. This is just a PEX crimping ring. If you haven't seen one, there's a bunch of videos I have. Simple, it goes on, 1/8 of an inch gap there. Use our PEX crimping tool here, put it on top, push it, press it together until it stops. We have a perfect water seal. Now the demo's done, let's start handling the electrical. Oh, and by the way, wrecking day shirt, go grab your one. Help you break some stuff and wreck some stuff. Here's the plan. We need to get rid of these electrical boxes. I'm gonna turn them to be blanks because we still have to have them in per code. And then I'm gonna put 3 sconce lights outlets on the sides here. And then on top of it, I'm gonna add one more outlet here, and then I'm gonna drop one more outlet below. So let's start mounting where the sconces will go, and then we'll feed our 14-2 wire all around. So as I'm installing these junction boxes for the new outlets, one thing I gotta correct myself. I said I'm gonna use 14-2 cable. This is for light fixtures and switches. And typically bathrooms and kitchens code is to have 20 amp outlets. This is running 20 amp, but the light fixtures on top are, for some reason, are 15 amp. So again, I'm gonna match whatever is here and not do anything crazy. So I'm gonna jump this to be another 20. The one below here is gonna be the same as well. And for the lights, I'm gonna keep them as they are 14-2. So that way I'm not tinkering with too much, keeping the same stuff, just stretching it out further. Make sure you use staples to staple them to the studs. The reason why is the next time somebody does any work, they don't want to be yanking on stuff. So we're gonna have a sconce right there, a sconce right there, and a sconce right there. And I don't know exactly if I'm even saying the word sconce right. Maybe it's scones. I'm gonna start mounting them there and then piggybacking from there, power source there, piggyback from here to here. Typically these boxes are deep, they'll go inside, but because we have an excess amount of king studs, if you ask me. They have shallow boxes that'll go on top, and they're 1/2 inch thick, which they get consumed and covered by drywall. All right guys, with the new year, there comes new resolutions, and to some, it might be getting control of their personal finances. Do you wish there's an easier way to set up monthly budgets besides spreadsheets going into the new year? Or maybe you struggle with keeping up with the old subscriptions and billing due dates, which I do all the time, and setting aside money for the New Year's resolution goals? Well, that's where Truebills comes in. Truebill is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you save money and spend less. It groups all of your accounts, and you can track your earnings and spendings in one place and create personal budgets. It can also track your subscriptions, cancel unwanted ones, negotiate bills on your behalf, monitor your credit score, and automate your savings. A few of my favorite features from Truebill is their ability to safely and securely scan your unwanted or unused subscriptions and cancel them with just a tap. I can't tell you how many things are out there that I still am paying for. I also love that Truebill can negotiate my bills for me, from internet service providers to credit card bills. That's right, credit card bills. I also love that Truebill helps me budget like a boss. It helps you set up visual aids to see your spend to earn ratios, and it helps you get notifications in case you're about to go a little bit over the limit. And on top of that, you can monitor all these by categories, whether it's monthly or quarterly or annually. So here's what you're gonna do. Go to truebill.com/Mr. Build It and download it for free, or click the link down in the description below. Now, let's get back into this video. Let's go. Everything's hooked up and connected. Moment of truth. Let's see if anything works. Let's see here. Power. Folks, we successfully hooked up all the electrical. First part of the plumbing situation is figuring out how to mount this wall-mounted faucet. I took a stud, put some pocket holes on it, and I'm gonna attach it at the side. The part that's super important to understand is doing a little calculation to accommodate the thickness of your drywall and then the thickness of your tile to make sure that you'll have plenty of room for these phalanges to sit over. And then after that, put some screws in and drop the water lines. And of course, just like my luck, one of the studs is in the way here. Fortunately, I don't have to take the whole thing out, and I don't want to because it's an exterior wall. So I think what I'm gonna do is just gonna notch it. That's gonna go in about 1.5 inches. And then I'll put another piece of blocking on the other side and then secure it. At least I have an option. And then we hope crisis averted. So here's where we're sitting. We have our faucets set up. I had to do a lot of finagling and moving them back and forth because we have 4 compartments to our dresser, which means is that we have separators down the middle, which also means is where we have a drain, it's not perfectly lined up, meaning we have 4 compartments. If we had 3 compartments, then each compartment would have its own, and then floating down the middle, it'd be linear. Because we have 4, the next option would have gone to be 5, but we don't have the space for it. So 3 is too small, 5 is too big, 4 is nice and pretty, but we're having an alignment issue. You have to buy this, which it doesn't include in this kit, which kind of sucks, but these are not expensive kits. We have this 1/2 inch PEX adapter to a 1/2 inch thread. It's gonna go up there. We're gonna use Teflon tape. Then we're gonna use our PEX piping to hook it up from there and drop the water lines down. We crimp them with a ring, an O-ring for PEX specifically. Water lines are gonna go drop down below, and then these are gonna have a little detour that are gonna have a little elbow going in here. We're gonna put a stop valve here because you have to have a stop valve in order to turn the water lines off. The water line stop valve is this little teardrop. It's a lot of information, but trust me, it's a lot more simple once I show you. Like I said, if you've never worked with PEX piping, it's really easy. 1/2 inch pipe, 1/2 inch O-ring. Use my crimping tool, uses this 1/2 inch template. This is a 3/4 inch template. Cup it and press it till it stops. I learned this the hard way, but apparently you're supposed to do hot on the left, cold on the right. I did a faucet where it's backwards. I didn't know it mattered, but I guess it does. Pretty simple, right? So water line's coming down. Here's our stop valve, little elbow here, and we're gonna, once the water's turned off in my house, I'll connect another elbow here and here. Electrical, done. Plumbing, done. Let's put this moisture barrier down and start throwing drywall up. This is a green drywall. It's specifically meant for bathrooms. It's a moisture resistant drywall. Make sure you use that. This is a drywall screw gun. Once you put the bit on, you control your depth, and all you do is press the button in and then press it in and it automatically go in. So for example, just like that. So it's just a speed thing. Drywall is up and hung, it's ready. We're gonna start taping all these joints, filling in all the screw nail holes. Now I'm not gonna texture it because everything's gonna be backsplashed all the way to the top, so pointless. Using my joint compound, my drywall tape, start applying and get this thing ready. That is unnecessary that's not necessary. 5-inch screws, come on, guy. All right, the tape mud is done. Now let's start floating the sucker. And in case you're like, hey, I wish you had more details on drywall stuff, don't worry, I have a great video that I did in the past. I'll link it right here, go check it out. One last step before the vanity comes in, we need to extend this tile all the way out. So it's the next day, the tile is dry and ready to go. This is a little trim piece that I kind of came up with. We're gonna conceal the tile perfectly like that. I put a couple of pocket screws on the end, secure it into the drywall and the studs, and then we'll be able to start handling our vanity situation. Guys, we got our first piece of furniture finally here. This is the vanity. If you're brand new to the channel and you didn't see the previous video where I show you the ins and outs exactly step by step how to build this exact vanity, make sure after this video, go check it out. You'll learn a lot. Probably one of the best pieces of furniture I have ever built. We have to secure it to the studs through these little stretchers. We're using these shims, put them in place, find the studs, put them in place, and it's not moving anywhere, and I'll be ready for the countertop. So this is white quartz countertop. Fun fact, my father-in-law owns a granite shop, so he was able to help me with this. Quartz is cut perfectly straight. These are perfectly 90-degree angles. This is an untouched wall, and look how much it comes out. That's 3/8 of an inch. But the trick here I learned from my father-in-law, we can pull this out a little bit, cut into the drywall, get it out of there, and push it in so it'll conceal all these gaps. And this will be concealed with caulking, of course. All right, folks, Backsplash, we're ready to start rocking out. We are working with 7 feet by 6 feet. So we calculated up in terms of square foot of how much we need, and then gave it an extra 20% because you don't know about cuts, what breaks. We have our spacers, 1/16 of an inch, smaller gaps, which I like a lot. 1/4 inch trowel based off the tile that we're using. And speaking of tile, we're using from a company called Makoto. This is their glazed. It's this beautiful beige color. We're working with a company called Bedrosian Tile and Stone. They were nice enough to partner us with this project. This is gonna look so beautiful going vertical. I'm gonna link all this stuff in the description for you guys to go check out. Tile is one of those things that it's pretty easy to get the hang of it, especially when you buy stuff like this. Grab your stuff, your tile adhesive, apply it on using these little 1/4 inch grids. Flip over your tile and do a little bit of back buttering. Now, I heard a rumor that you don't have to back butter when it's small backsplash like this, but I still like to do it. Put it on, use your spacer, and just like that. Now, just rinse and repeat. Certain tiles, you can get a transition piece, and I'm pretty sure they had one. I just don't think we ordered it. But what you can do is you could always buy a transition piece. It just creates a nice little solid stop so you don't see the side part of a piece of tile. This outlet should have been a little bit more inset. I was afraid it would be too close to the faucet, but that's not an issue. In hindsight, I should have had this more in, and I would have stopped my tile at the edge of this countertop. I goofed, mistakes are made. I'm gonna set this transition piece here, and I'm gonna run the tile to go all the way down at the side of the cabinet here. That way we'll have like one continual motion because this will be too much of an eyesore. Mistakes were made, this is how we're gonna fix it. So I'm actually surprised that it looks good. I thought it's gonna look hideous, but this is actually acting like a backdrop, and this is like a dresser sitting against the wall. So it looks really cool. All I gotta do is continue off this little trim piece. I gotta get a little bit extra material, and then the tiniest piece there of tile, and then of course make a good transition for this baseboard. But other than that, it looks really good. And that just goes to show that mistakes make things better sometimes. It's grout time. This is the grout that I'm using. It's sanded, it's perfect for our application. The color is gonna be charcoal. It's matching the floor tile, so I think it's gonna go great. Follow the instructions. It's got pictures. Can't get easier than that. Let's grab it. That's exhausting. Grout's on. We're gonna let it wait for about 15-20 minutes till it gets nice and hazy. Start washing it off. You know, I wonder, like, if we have stitches that a doctor could put in that dissolve, can't we have grout that just automatically dissolves cleanly? Folks, after a significant time of trying to clean all the black grout, by the way, great choice to clean, a lot of cleaning. Beautiful tile. I'm excited how this backsplash looks. I didn't think I was gonna like a beige color, but it creates this kind of like a 3-dimensional feel. Perfect. The sinks are gonna come tomorrow. That's where we're gonna drill a hole through it. But today we're gonna try finishing up as much as we can. I'm gonna hang the sconce lights. They're right here, really cool. Got one there, and then on the sides. And then from that point on, we're just waiting on the sinks. Sinks. Light bulb. Let there be light. Woo! Bada bing, bada boom, baby. That's a good light, actually. I guess blue tape coming to save the day again. Got my elevation set up. The elevation was approved by the missus to be 5 inches above the faucet. That's my middle mark on both sides. Now to get these holes exactly perfect, I took a piece of blue tape to the rescue, laid it right over it, and made sure it's straight. Make our indentation where the slots are going in, mark it, take that off, move our mirror because I don't want to buy another one. And I didn't realize mirrors are expensive, but okay. That's what we should do. Instead of getting girls diamonds, we should get them just mirrors. Transfer it over, line up our middles. Make sure this is the right height from each screw. Now, how are we gonna connect them? Well, I bought these toggles. I've used them before, they're great. So the way it's gonna work, I'm gonna drill my hole, put this in, pull this straight so it hugs behind the drywall and the tile, break this off, and then shimmy this thing in, and then we'll be able to screw it in. So that one is a stud. That's cool. We just wasted, I mean, it's fine. We could still just use a screw. That's actually stronger, I guess. If this works. Hey, good looking. You're doing real good. You're keeping your head up, you're making mistakes, but you're getting through them. Way to go. Beautiful. Let's do the faucets. Adding some Teflon, very important here. Everything looks great, and in case you're wondering, and you're gonna tell me in the comments, the electrical juncture box that we created, I will put a blank cover on it. I just don't have it right now. If you thought, hey, how come there's a space here? Well, apparently you're supposed to have a space there. And second of all, I don't know if you remember, I have like 12 king studs there. So the next day, the sinks finally showed up. They're unique. They're kind of this abstract shape, which is weird because I'm more of like a symmetrical kind of guy, but the missus like them, and that means I'll grow to like them as well. I borrowed this from my father-in-law. This is a diamond hole cutting bit specifically for granite and quartz countertop. You have to use a speed variable angle grinder on a low speed. Go at an angle, and then once you catch the first bit, then you can start leveling it off. If you don't do that and you put it straight, you're gonna start dancing all over this quartz and ruin it, essentially. I'm a little nervous about this. I should possibly be wearing eye protection for this and maybe a respirator. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! We're playing hockey puck with this thing. Start putting this drain together, get all these things off, get the gaskets, one on top, one on the bottom, screwed in place, attach the drain. For P-traps, one thing you guys have to always remember when it comes to drain sizes like this is kitchen, it's 1.5" diameter. For bathrooms, it's 1.25". Only issue I'm seeing here is, I don't know why they did this. This is supposed to be 1.25". That's 1.5". So basically it's the same drain they'd have for the kitchen. No big deal. So it just means I have to slice this adapter off and put an 1.25" adapter on. Then we'll make it work. Sinks are hooked up. Let's see if it's leaking. Folks, I think we're doing good. What we gotta do now is that everything's hooked up. We have to create a bead of silicone, 100% silicone, so it's waterproof, around the perimeter of the sink so it doesn't move. Therefore, if somebody else wants to demo this, they can cut that bead of silicone and remove the vessel sink that it's not gonna have to be thrown away. Now, we're also gonna have to do the perimeter around their backsplash and the drywall for the same exact reasons. But one thing I wanted to show just how proud I am of the planning. Because these are short drawers where the plumbing is gonna go, as you can see, I have a solid like 1.25", 1.5" before the plumbing is even touched. And I have good accessibility to the plumbing in the back, so I'm convinced that if any work needs to be done, this entire vanity doesn't need to come out. Just in time. Some LED lights. I'm gonna use that outlet that we put in, and I'm gonna start sticking this thing all the way around the bottom of the perimeter. It'll be a nice little nightlight. Oh my gosh, this is, it's unreal how it's coming together. What I'm gonna do next is finish putting all the drawers in, hang up the last of the details, the hardware, have Irina do her magic and decorate this place, and I'll show you in a second how awesome this place looks. All right guys, check this out. All right, let's talk about the budget breakdown for this master bathroom vanity remodel. The plumbing work was $215. The electrical supplies was $134. The drywall and the paint stuff was $108. The backsplash was $620. The faucets for both of them was $220. The vanity was $790 for me to build. The countertop was $700. The sinks for both of them was $320. Both the mirrors together was $130, and the lights, all three of them, was $120, making this bathroom transformation possible for $3,357. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around watching another one of my videos. It means so much to me, guys. If you're brand new to the channel and you like videos like this or any kind of home improvement project, please hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell that will be alerted every time one of these videos comes out. Connect with me on my social media. All the links will be down in the description below, as well as my Patreon, where we have hour-long extended footage that don't make it to these 20-minute clips. And we have the merch section, like this one, Wrecking Day, gives you the motivation that you need to tackle on your project. All help support this channel. If you haven't seen part 1 of this bathroom transformation where we did the soaker tub install, make sure you go check that out. I'll link that down on the next slide. And make sure you stick around for part 3 where we'll tackle the shower remodel. Remember guys, courage and sweat. You need the courage to try these projects and you need the sweat, the hard work to get through them. It'll make us better builders and better people in the end. Tune out this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye. Oh shit. Just because the wall looks straight doesn't mean it's straight when it was built. Okay, so yeah, I was right. We gotta go through these. How are we gonna do this?